Hey guys, it's Alex from GameFi Army. As you may have known, Lunarush has opened the game for a few days and the token price is booming. To give you guys the most updated news, we made a gameplay review for the game a few days earlier, and today I will show you how to make the most money out of the game. Just for you to know, in the past 3 days, our team has made more than $300. If you are unfamiliar with Lunarush, you can check out our project review video. I'll put the link in the top right corner. So without further ado, let's get right into it. First, this is the flow of the money making process. You gain your NFTs, play the game, win some battles, receive some MLUS, which is the in-game version of the LUS tokens. Then you can exchange it into the LUS tokens and swap it for BUSD for money. You can also use the LUS tokens to buy NFTs to sell it for profit if you like to. After understanding your journey, we can move on to the game. To play the game, firstly you have to buy some warriors, which should be obtained through the Luna boxes. There are two ways to buy NFTs. For this first method, go to app.lunarush.io, connect to your MetaMask account and access the game. You will see the store section at the bottom of the screen. Currently, there are two boxes you can buy, and the more expensive one you get you a higher chance of getting a rare warrior. But still, the chance of getting rare NFTs are still relatively low, and you will be more likely to get the common ones. To get a better type of NFTs, you can buy the mega boxes, which can be found on the marketplace. Go to the app.lunarush.io, connect to your MetaMask, and choose the boxes you want. The average price of the boxes right now is about $480, which is a bit too expensive for me. But if you want to get a higher return on investment, you can buy it. I will calculate the ROI in this video as well, so stay tuned. To play the game, simply go back to app.lunarush.io. Lunarush has 4 modes in total, but currently, only the boss hunting mode is available. Click on the boss hunting banner. Next, click on the first boss. You'll see all of the characters. Choose 3 warriors, then go to battle. Lunarush is an idle game, so the characters will fight on their own. The only thing you need to do is set up an ideal team. Each character has 3 playing turns before going to rest, and it takes approximately 1 hour to recharge 1 energy stack and 3 hours to fully recharge the energy. So if you have 3 characters, you'll be able to play around 5 full sets of turns. Regarding money making, each boss has 10 lives, and each time defeating the boss, you will gain some tokens. After reviving, the boss will get stronger, but the reward would be much bigger. If you have 2 characters, you'll be able to defeat 1 to 2 bosses per day, gaining 3 to 5 MLUS tokens depending on your luck and diligence. Okay, so you got some characters. The next question is how to set it up efficiently. As a player having 14 characters, I'll share with you my experience as well as 3 tips to get the most out of the game. To play Lunarush efficiently, we need to know about the mechanics of the game. First of all, we have to know the stats of the character. I will explain the essential ones. Damage and HP are basic. I guess you already knew what those mean. Movement speed, as you can see right here, is the turn speed or the chance that your character can perform more turns. Remember, this is a turn-based idle RPG game, so having more movement speed means that your characters will have more turns to attack. For example, 2 attack turns in a row. The next one is combo. The more points you have, the more likely your character will strike multiple shots. Movement speed and combo are completely different. You can have 2 turns and can attack in combos in both of those turns. The next ones are block and anti-block. You can block the opponent's attacks as well as break their shield when they block, and these 2 stats represent those. Higher is better. Reversal and counter are basically the same. When you get attacked, you can counter it and strike your opponent instead of getting damaged. And lastly is disarm. If you disarm an opponent, he or she will not be able to attack for a few turns. After knowing the stats, the next thing we have to understand is the boss attacks. It is essential to create a balanced team. The boss will have 2 different attacks. The first one is the basic one. The boss will strike on character and can be dodged or countered. The second one is the slashing AoE skill, which strikes heavily on every character, applying a large amount of damage. Unlike the basic strike, the slashing one cannot be dodged, blocked or countered. The boss defense is just like other characters. You can block, dodge or counter the player's attacks. Next, we'll move on to the warrior skills. To read the detailed information, you can go to their white paper. I'll put the link in the description for you. But here is the summary I made for all of them. I divided the skills into 3 categories: attacking stats enhancement, defensive stats enhancement, and special abilities. While character skills may have many effects, I highlighted their key strengths. For a strong team, I suggest balancing the attacking and defensive categories. The special abilities warriors are situational on the other hand, and not always required. You'll need at least one defensive character for the team's endurance, since the boss can strike critical shots and one-shot the warriors. For this, I'll choose Yuka over Kinu, since disarming the boss will gain you huge advantages. Apart from defense, you should bring at least one damage type character as well. I would prefer precision and combo characters, such as Yuta and Hitomi, since missing attacks are quite frequent in the game. If you combine with Sumiko for high damage, it will be much more effective. If a team is a bit fragile, you can choose Reiko for lifesteal to sustain the life. Special characters are situational and optional. Keiyo will release a clone that fights with the team, so when your team has a weaker defense, you can choose her, so that the clone will take a few hits for you. Matsuko's ability is to release an AoE bomb. This will be very effective in the PvP mode, since she can damage all 3 opponents. But in the boss hunting mode, it can be less useful since there is only one boss. The damage is still high on the other hand, so you can utilize it. Yumi is also a very balanced character, so if you aim for a long-lived team, you can choose her for the shield. Nishi is a bit more occasional. Her ability is to enhance the pet's stats, but if she isn't equipped with a pet, the skill is practically useless. There is a wide range of weapons, but for now, I will only focus on these 2 types, the high combo and the high damage types. I would suggest taking those 2. As I've mentioned before, the warriors can miss attacks easily, so bringing a combo type weapon, such as a scythe or a knife, will help you make up for the missed ones, since you can perform a 3 or even 4 strike attack. The same thing applies to heavy damage attacks, as you can perform a ton of damage on the opponents. So, mixing these 2 types will be a great choice. After understanding about the characters and the weapons, here are some teams you can follow. The first one is Yuka, Yuta, and Hitomi. This team will have 2 damage and 1 defense character. The second team is Keiyo, Kinu, and Sumiko. This is a relatively balanced team, containing all 3 characters from all 3 categories. Alright, that is how you can make a team. Now, here are the 3 tips I have for you. Tip number 1. Use the weaker characters first. The boss gets stronger as it levels up, so you should save the strongest characters for the final round. If you use the weak ones in the last levels, they can easily be one-shotted by the boss. Tip number 2. Use Keiyo and pets. At final levels or when your team has weak defense characters, you can use Keiyo to summon clones or characters that have a pet. The clones and pets will take a few hits for you, as the boss will strike them first. Tip number 3. Do not use the best warriors at the final level. Well, this might sound conflicted with my first tip, but this is completely different. When the boss is half health at level 10, do not use all the best warriors, as the game ends when the boss dies, unlike other levels. Instead, just use 1 good warrior and 2 decent warriors to fight, or even just 2 warriors. You can use the best characters when fighting the next bosses. So, how much can you make? I guess this is the most exciting part for you guys, and now I will calculate the return on investment. Suppose you buy 7 mega boxes like our team, costing 1,225 LUS. Every day you can earn 25 to 35 LUS depending on your dedicated time. So that would take around 41 days to get your money back. If you play continually, you get 900 LUS every month, meaning $1,800. That is quite a huge number. If you only have 2 characters, with the initial investment of 44 LUS, you can get around 2.5 to 3 LUS per day, meaning after 16 days, you get your capital back. And every month, you can earn around 80 LUS, which is around $160 if the price doesn't drop. Here is the boss table, which contains all information about the prices in the boss battles, so you can look it up and try to calculate yourself. So, is the game worth it? If you aim for money, then totally yes. To me, the reward is quite good. But if you aim for fun, I wouldn't suggest Lunar Rush. Still, the developers have not released all of the features yet. In the future, we can upgrade our warriors to earn more, join PvP battles, daily quests, and fuse your NFTs to sell on the marketplace. So I believe the monthly income will rise. So, what about you? Do you think the game is worth the investment? Share your opinion down below in the comments. If you liked the video, you can give it a thumbs up. And if you found the video helpful, please consider subscribing. We'll catch up with you guys later. I'm Alex, and see you in the next video.